Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SUSS Convocation for the class of 2021. Please be seated as the convocation will begin shortly. As the convocation is a formal occasion, we request for all graduates and guests to remain seated throughout the ceremony and all mobile devices to be switched to silent mode. Thank you.
Congratulations, graduates of SHBS. I'm sure it's been a fulfilling journey for you and worth all the hard work. I hope that besides gaining new knowledge, you've discovered your hidden strengths and the joy of learning. But don't let it stop there. Be a lifelong learner, stay hungry to learn, and do all you can to serve society. It fills us with great pride to see you in your graduation gowns today. We wish you all the very best in your life and career. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the academic procession and remain standing for the national anthem.
I declare this convocation open for the presentation of graduates for the degrees in humanities and behavioral sciences.
Graduands, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SUSS Convocation 2021. This is your event, as today you, our graduates, are finally at the end of your venture to win the prize of a degree. And for your guests, they are savoring your success with you after accompanying you in your journey. Class of 2021, congratulations on your well-deserved success. We are always happy at Convocation, for that is when we see the fruit of our labor, sending out those whom we have nurtured and prepared for work and life as SUSS graduates. But let us reflect, what type of graduates is SUSS sending out? Let me touch on three aspects. You have come through challenges, particularly in the last 1.5 years, when you had to complete school in the midst of a global pandemic. It was not easy. You had to attend classes and take your exams online, for instance. Besides the demands of your studies, your lives were disrupted, and there were added stress and uncertainties. You persevered, overcame them, and grew stronger as a student and as a person. You adapted to an uncertain and changing environment, so I would say well done. My call to you is to be similarly adaptive, or what some may describe as agile, when you face your future. There will be more ups and downs, upheavals, but you have coped well before, and you can similarly adapt and thrive. Secondly, you have done learning, self-learning, peer learning, integrative learning, and doing learning when there were many other tempting things to do. Don't let this habit stop. Be graduates who never stop learning. Lifelong learning and collaboration are keys in carving out a successful career path. Learning about life makes you a better person, wiser, more able to deal with people and life circumstances. Real-world issues are often interconnected, and it is essential for you to have multiple perspectives, be open-minded, and interact readily with peers from other disciplines. You caught some of these in SUSS, and you will find them useful throughout your life. A final point, be graduates who are grateful. Gratitude is one of the values we hope you will carry with you all your life. You were given the opportunity to earn a degree and a means to progress. When you are grateful, you can better accept others, deal kindly with them, encourage, understand the situations of others, and do good. In fact, I urge you, act on all the good values that you have adopted at SUSS. It is not what you say or hide in your hearts, but what you do that depicts what kind of graduates you are. On our part in SUSS, we have endeavored to give you a holistic education that nurtures the head, heart, and habit in you. We have enabled you to be able to study anytime, anywhere, and afforded you exposures to applied and experiential learning to broaden your perspectives. Various measures were rolled out to support our students and alumni during the COVID-19 period, such as our Student Care Fund. Another project, the SUSS Class Giving 2021, which is a student-led initiative, raises funds to help present and future SUSS students in financial need. And I call on you to contribute to this fund to help others coming after you. And so that you can have a memorable send-off, we are holding physical Convocation 2021 ceremonies despite the pandemic restrictions. So how will we and you measure your success? Is it merely by your academic results? Is it by how successful you will be in your future career? Or how much of a happy life you'll have? Well, some of these in part. I hope your success will be much more about how you will be a conscientious citizen, someone who will give to others and uplift those in need, and who will make a positive contribution to our community. I wish you every success. Thank you.
Mr. Stephen Lee, Chancellor, SUSS, Professor Robbie Goh, Provost, SUSS, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you and a warm welcome to SUSS and to Session 11 of the 2021 Convocation of the School of Humanities and Behavioral Sciences. Let us think back to the day you first walked through the gates of SUSS. Perhaps it was open house, orientation, or your first evening class. For many of you, it was a dream come true to be at university, and I'm sure some of you weren't even certain that you would graduate. But graduate you did after 3, 4, or more years of hard work and determination. Apart from gaining knowledge to do your job better or to switch careers, I'm sure it's also been a voyage of self-discovery. You've proven to yourself that despite holding full-time jobs and being full-time parents, spouses, homemakers, caregivers, you had the determination to improve yourselves and work for a degree. And you did it despite the massive challenge that has been the pandemic. This makes every one of you a success, and we are gathered here today to celebrate your achievements. Each of you has a story of grit, purpose, and determination to tell, and I wish to share a couple of them. David Chua graduates today with a BA in Sociology and a minor in Political Science. In addition to work, commitments, and achieving excellent grades in his studies, he was ever willing to help his fellow students. He served as a student ambassador at SUSS events, shared career information and tips with sociology students, and provided encouragement and advice on course selection, time management, and study skills to new intakes of sociology students. Next, we have Cheng Ming Hui, who graduates with a Bachelor of Communication with Marketing. Ming Hui was grateful for the university's efforts in supporting family and parenthood. At SUSS, he was able to take a semester off when he got married so that he could juggle the new responsibilities of family life and a full-time job. In addition, the SUSS Marriage and Baby Bonus Scheme enabled him to take 2 courses for free. He emerged as one of the top students in the communication program. Sean Benedict Gutenzon graduates with a Bachelor of Communication with Business. When he was 8 years old, he was diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. During his polytechnic days, he struggled with the onset of clinical depression, which is common for those with ADHD, and it took him 6 years to obtain his poly diploma. However, at SUSS, Sean was grateful to his lecturers and his peers for their support. He emerged as one of the top communication students and is now pursuing a master's degree in IP and innovation management at SUSS. We've heard only a few of your friends' stories, but I'm sure the themes of having a purpose in life, serving society, pursuing your passions, and overcoming the odds are familiar to every one of you. Therefore, it fills us with great pride to see you in your gowns today, soon to receive your degree scrolls. As you graduate from SUSS, please remember 3 things. First, never lose your hunger to learn, because when you stop learning, you stop growing. Second, as graduates of Singapore's only university with the word social in its name, remember that you exist to make the world a better place for all. Finally, stay healthy physically and mentally because, as the saying goes, health is wealth. Warmest congratulations, class of 2021, and very well done.
Chancellor, may I present the following graduates on whom the degree of Bachelor of Arts Sociology has earlier been conferred. Abdul Martin bin Sadali. Chua Hao Zhe David. Khaira Tunisia binti Abdul Razak. Nurul Amira binti Muhammad Aziz. Siti Noor Amira binti Suhari. Teng Jia Ing. Zoe Tae Zing Yi. Amalina binti Asman. Brinton, son of Rajantra. Chen Jiaying. Chin Junfa. Fahana binti Muhammad Fauzi Al-Khatib. Lim Heng Zhu. Muhammad Haikal bin Muhammad Dawis. Muhammad Afif bin Manap. Muhammad Rizwan bin Abu Bakar. Nur Rubiawati binti Suparaham. Nur Hidayah binti Abidin. Samuel Lee Yi Long. Tan Po Hui Kelvin. Tan Si Hui. Tajun Nisha, daughter of Sir Budin. To Lian Jie Vincent. Wada binti Zainal Abidin. Chancellor, may I present the following graduates on whom the degree of Bachelor of Communication has earlier been conferred. Brianna Tan Hui Tin. Chu Keng Hao. Goh Wan Yi. Grace Sin. Herman bin Muhammad Noor. Ho Wan Qian. Kim Min Yong. Li Yen Ling Lian. Winner of the Vincent Khu Ka Tat Silver Award, Lim Jia Hui. Matthias Ong Yong Yi. Muhammad Yusuf bin Roslan. Nur Diana binti Kamdan. Nur Fayuka binti Rahmat. Nur Shafika Muhammad Shamia Dasan. Sean Benedict Guttenson. Sharifa Raihana binti Syed Zulkifli. T. Jia Min. Vanessa Anne-Marie Naidu. Zheng Minghui. Alfan bin Afandi, Amutavali, daughter of Ramia, Ang Jiahui, Cassandra, Arif bin Bakar, Begum Khalida, daughter of Abdullah, Chan Junjie, Leonard, Chu Jianhong, Norman, Chua Xianyang, Dashini Devi, daughter of Balachandran, Eileen Lim Shu Hui, Elton Seng Jia Hao, Glenda Chua Rei Ting, Goh Hui Min, Kevin Chua Wei Ting, Ko Junren Sean, Li Shen Wei, Mitzi Louise Katigasu, Muhammad Nasri bin Muhammad Isham, Muhammad Adli Afiq bin Muhammad Isha, Muhammad Fasli bin Yohannes, Muhammad Irwan Shah bin Muhammad Hisham, Noor Daniel bin Abu Talib, Noor Quraisha Mohsin, Noor Shafiqa binti Muhammad Hanif, Noor Shahida binti Sapari, Nuru Shalim binti Zulkifli, Pei Yi Peng, Samantha Nicole, Po Chong Meng, Jonathan Christopher, Rafida binti Abdul Rahman, Raja Siti Zaria binti R. Usman, Shanice Sim Zi Ai, Sherman Joel Teo. Tan Gao Hua Geraldine. Wan Imran bin Raja Razak. Yanti binti Jadi. Yogaraj, son of Kandasamy. Zulaika binti Zaharuddin. The graduate representative for the School of Humanities and Behavioral Sciences class of 2021 is Mr. Sean Benedict Guttenson, who graduated with the degree of Bachelor of Communication with Business. We will now watch a video recording of Mr. Guttenson's speech.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on which session you're attending, distinguished academics and staff, guests, fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sean Guttenson, a graduate from the Bachelor of Communication with Business. It is my great privilege to speak to you today on behalf of my fellow graduates from the School of Humanities and Behavioral Sciences. I never would have dreamed that I might one day stand before all of you to give this speech. I was an average student throughout my primary and secondary school, more concerned about Pokemon cards than I was about my studies. But at the Polytechnic, I graduated to being preoccupied with computer games instead of Pokemon cards. My attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD, might have had a role to play in how easily I was distracted. In fact, my psychologist told my parents that they should be content if I managed to pass my O-levels. Fortunately, I exceeded his expectations. After Polytechnic, I applied to study history at NUS, which was the one passion I held and which is still close to my heart. You can imagine how utterly dejected I was when I received that rejection letter twice. I decided that day never to apply to university again and to start working instead. Nonetheless, I found my way into working for libraries and museums. It was only 6 years later when the government announced in 2017 the establishment of a new autonomous university for working adults, SUSS, that I began to reconsider my earlier decision. I applied with an anxious heart, uncertain as to whether I'd be accepted. I did not know how well I'd manage after so many years away from school. Such was my elation when I received my acceptance letter that I made a promise to myself. I was going to graduate with outstanding grades and be among the top students of my class. Many late nights, busy weekends, and cancelled dinners, here I stand before you. Like me, I am sure that in your own lives, you too have similar stories, having faced numerous challenges, obstacles, and trials to be where you're sitting today. Through your own effort, sacrifice, and determination, you have finally succeeded in your vision and achieved your goal. And so, it is with great pride that I say, congratulations to you, class of 2021. We are a generation of graduates thrust into a world filled with uncertainty and change, facing some of humanity's greatest trials, be it the global pandemic that has held us in its grip for the past 2 years, the global financial and political upheavals, or the deluge of climate-linked droughts, heat waves, and floods. Our circumstances have seldom been more dire, nor the stakes higher, and these have placed upon our shoulders a great responsibility. It calls upon us to eschew indifference and instead to be bold, to be extraordinary. This applies to our every venture, whether business or personal. The disruption of traditional industries and technologies in the wake of the digital revolution has changed the very way we conduct our lives. The decades to come will define the next few centuries, and the decisions we make will affect the very course of history. So, I urge you, my fellow graduates, to join me in taking up this mantle, to make a new promise, to do our best to leave the world a better place than we found it. At whichever point in your lives you might find yourselves, remember that it is never too late to achieve your vision and that obstacles are only detours in the right direction. This convocation is not the celebration of an ending, but the send-off to the start of our new endeavors, whatever they may be. In our years at SUSS, we have acquired skills, knowledge, and friends, all of which I'm sure we will find crucial to meet the challenges of living a fulfilling life ahead. These invaluable gifts that we have received through our education is in no small part due to the tireless work of our lecturers and academic staff at SUSS. To them, I am extremely grateful and express my sincerest gratitude. We would also not be here today if not for the support of our loved ones. Thus, at this juncture, I would like to invite all graduates to please rise and face your loved ones. Please join me in expressing our utmost appreciation to our parents, loved ones, and the university for making this day possible for us. Let's give them a warmest round of applause. Please be seated. As I close, my congratulations once again to the class of 2021. Let us continue to defy expectations and limitations in our lives, to strive for a better world, for we are not defined by our challenges, but how we respond to them. Thus, I end with this. Go make your mark for the greater good. Thank you.
Coming up next is a virtual choir with the rendition of the university song Onwards and Beyond. This collective effort is by the members of the SUSS Music Interest Group to celebrate this significant milestone, your graduation.
Precious and living, I declare this convocation closed.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated until you are called upon to move out of the hall.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to remind you to leave the campus after you leave the hall. We thank you for your cooperation. We now invite graduates from the red zone and guests from the purple zone to follow our ushers to leave the hall. Graduates from the red zone and guests from the purple zone, you may now follow our ushers to leave the hall.